So, looking at tons and tons of comments from past videos, one of the main questions that arises is, will we ever see the MUTOs again in the future? Those hideously beautiful black monsters that captured our attention from the very first scene when the male broke out from its cocoon, captivating our imaginations throughout the length of the first movie. Their sleek, insectoid yet extraterrestrial-like design. You know, I hope it's not just me, but when I saw the MUTO male take flight in 2014, I initially thought that Legendary had fucked up Mothra in Hollywood, but thankfully it was another kaiju, a new novel kaiju. So let's talk a little bit on what they are, their forms just to get people on the same page, and we will discuss their possible appearances in the upcoming Monsterverse flicks. So let's get to it. Just for recap, let's take a brief look at their origins and the 4 types of MUTOs that are present in the Monsterverse. So, these monsters, or superspecies, or titans, are ancient creatures which feed on radiation, be it from the Earth or from other titans. They are a species that have specifically evolved to hunt down and kill the Godzilla species to further their own reproductive cycle. That is, they need a Godzilla species to lay their spores in, so that the young ones will develop in a radiation-rich body. But the form that does this is the prime form, the MUTO prime. The Hawk MUTO and the Fem MUTO are sexual stages of their species' life cycle, whereby they mate and lay eggs. The cycle is a little bit complex. Just know that there are 4 stages: the nymphs, the dimorphic sexual stage, the queen stage in KOTM, and the MUTO prime stage. So why are the MUTOs so beloved as a kaiju species? Well, for one, they are a unique novel creation by Legendary, a break from the classic Toho monsters like Rodan, Mothra, Ghidorah, and the rest. They appear as insectoid giants, but also empowered by radiation, as well as being able to create electromagnetic pulses that distort and disrupt electronic hardware. And not just that, but they can also dampen the strength of a nuclear reaction by either siphoning the energy for themselves or just outright lower the nuclear output, as seen when Godzilla's iconic atomic breath became just a sort of a flamethrower. They are also fan favorites for their design. They are jet black in coloration with glowing red eyes. Who doesn't love that? And they have 6 limbs which are just awesome, no need to explain why. The other 2 forms, the Queen and Prime, are a little bit different. They are more of a lighter greyish black coloration and appear to be more rugged, but still stunningly breathtaking. Now, before discussing their possible future appearances in the upcoming Monsterverse series and movies, we will first address the elephant in the room. That is, what is the relation between the Queen and the Prime? Is the Queen MUTO just a precursor form, or is it a baby of the Prime, or is it something else? Well, KDM Monsters and Arvid Nelson had a discussion on Twitter, with them confirming that the Queen is in fact a nymph form of the Prime, just as the Mothra larvae and the Imago form are 2 separate forms of the same species. So yeah, this brings out the possibility that a future MUTO Prime may yet appear again in the Monsterverse, as there is still a surviving member of its species. Therefore, the legacy of these monsters is still up and at it. If a Queen MUTO morphs into a Prime, then there is a possibility that another Prime might eventually lay its spores in Godzilla, and their sexual stages might arise again in the future, and the whole charade continues as is the way of nature and life. Now, will we see Prime in the Godzilla series, The Legacy of Monsters? Well, what do we really know about the series and its timeline? The synopsis says that it was set after the battle between Godzilla and the Titans, the MUTOs, revealing that monsters are real, and the show follows one family's journey to uncover its buried secrets and legacy, linking them to Monarch. So any guess as to what Titan that Godzilla fought immediately after the MUTOs in San Francisco in the same year, in 2014? Well, none other than an ancient awakened MUTO Prime. There is, let's say, a 99% probability that we are going to see the battle from Godzilla Aftershock in live action. It would be a huge fail for the series if this fight wasn't shown. It would defeat the notion of the legacy of monsters, especially the word legacy, as we now know the legacy of the MUTO species, the Prime and the various life stages. Yeah, there's also a 1% probability that we might not get the chance to see this epic showdown, but my gut says otherwise. Of course, we will be traveling with the characters as they unravel the world of the Titans and the Secret Monarch organization. We might see the sleeping Titans, the ones that were awakened by Ghidorah in KOTM. Titans like Behemoth, Mokele Mbembe, maybe even X-ray scans of Methuselah and, Monster Zero in his hibernation state. But we all know that these Titans only came back to the fold after KOTM, and that the only active ones between 2014 and 2019 are Godzilla, Kong, the Skull Island creatures, Mark Yeager, and the MUTO Prime. Therefore, Prime must appear or else I'm gonna dance naked in front of a live audience here in MindQ. I'm just kidding. I'd rather curl up in a fetal position and cry. On a serious note, now, will we see the Queen MUTO or the Prime again in Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire? As of now, we have 4 Titans confirmed for the movie, that is Godzilla, Kong, Scar the Red Kong, and Shimu the original. One interesting thing is that the MUTO Queen is still alive and kicking about, and I think it's about damn time that we see a morphing scene again. But this time we might or might not get to see the end product. It depends on the series. If Prime appears in Legacy of the Monsters, then we might only see the Queen in GXK. But if Prime isn't in the series, then we will definitely see a Morphin in the movie. Maybe a battle between the MUTO Prime against either the good Titans or the evil ones, with the Prime being nature's neutral stance, the balance between the light side and the dark, a Darth Vader of the Monsterverse. So I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. Do hit the like button for support and subscribe, but most of all, smash that bell icon for regular updates on new videos right here on this channel. Take care, fam.